History isn't just written, it's remembered. And today, we dive into a story that shaped the world. Welcome to Story of Time, the channel where forgotten empires rise again, where battles echo through the ages, and where every episode pulls you deeper into the past. If you love epic storytelling, powerful narration, and dramatic history, make sure you subscribe, tap the like button, and join a community exploring the greatest stories ever lived. Because here, time speaks, and every second reveals a new chapter. Athens did not rise quietly. It exploded into history. A small city of farmers and fishermen suddenly became the most powerful naval empire the world had ever seen. But its rise did not begin with glory. It began with fear. When the Persian Empire marched west, Athens was nothing but a fragile democracy with everything to lose. Yet instead of surrendering, they built a navy so massive, so fast and so deadly that it transformed their entire identity. Wooden ships became their shield. The sea became their weapon, and victory became their destiny. After defeating Persia at Salamis, Athens changed forever. It seized power over the Aegean, forced cities into its league, and demanded tribute that flowed like rivers of silver into the Parthenon. This was no longer a city, it was an empire. Art, philosophy, theater, architecture, Athens became the heartbeat of civilization. Socrates questioned everything. Pericles rebuilt the city into marble perfection. Democracy sharpened its voice. For a moment, Athens looked unstoppable. But power always comes with a price. The allies they once protected now saw chains. The democracy they celebrated became aggressive and hungry. And when Sparta challenged them, the Athenian Empire faced the one enemy it could not defeat, itself. The Peloponnesian War smashed their navy, starved their people, and shattered their confidence. The empire that rose like a miracle collapsed like a dying star. Yet its legacy? Unbreakable. Athens did not survive as an empire. It survived as an idea. Democracy, drama, philosophy, architecture. The world we live in still echoes the voice of a fallen empire that refused to be forgotten. This is the entire story of the Athenian Empire. Athens was no longer just defending Greece, it was shaping it. After the Persian defeat, Athens discovered something far more dangerous than an enemy army: confidence. For the first time, the city believed it had a destiny written in the sea. Tribute ships began arriving from dozens of islands: Naxos, Chios, Lesbos, Samos, each delivering silver, grain, soldiers, and obedience. Athens called it an alliance, but the people paying for it called it something else. The Delian League slowly transformed from a shield into a cage, and Athens held the key. They moved the League's treasury from Delos to the Acropolis, sending a message to every ally: your wealth is now ours, and your future depends on us. With that money, Athens built the largest navy on earth. 300 triremes, slicing the waves like a storm made of bronze and wood. A navy so fearsome that rebellion became unthinkable. But this new empire wasn't built only on war. Under Pericles, Athens erupted into a golden age. Streets filled with sculptors shaping gods from stone. Theaters echoed with tragedies that still define storytelling. Philosophers walked the agora, arguing about justice, truth, and the meaning of life itself. For a moment, it felt like Athens had solved the world. Power, wealth, and art, democracy, a perfect balance. Or so they believed. But the cracks were already forming. Athens grew richer, louder, bolder. Allies grew restless, enemies grew jealous. And Sparta, the silent warrior of the mountains, watched the Athenian Empire expand across the seas with clenched fists. The world was heading toward a storm, and Athens, blinded by glory, was sailing straight into it. Athens believed the world feared them, but what they didn't realize was that the world was learning how to fight them. Whispers turned into alliances, alliances turned into strategy, and strategy turned into the greatest threat Athens had ever faced: Sparta. The Peloponnesian War didn't begin with swords, it began with fear. City after city grew tired of Athenian tribute, Athenian ships, Athenian orders. Athens claimed it was democracy spreading, but everyone else saw an empire tightening its grip. Sparta, silent but deadly, finally stepped forward and declared one truth the world could not ignore. Athens has become too powerful. War exploded across Greece. Athens dominated the seas. Sparta dominated the land. A perfect balance, a perfect disaster. Then came the plague. A mysterious sickness swept through Athens, killing thousands, including Pericles himself. Democracy panicked. Leaders changed like shifting winds, and the empire that once felt immortal suddenly felt fragile. But Athens made one final catastrophic mistake: the Sicilian Expedition. An invasion so ambitious, so massive, so reckless, that it drained their ships, their soldiers, their hope. The Athenian navy, once unstoppable, was annihilated. Tens of thousands of men lost. No ships left to rebuild. No allies left to trust. Only silence where an empire once roared. When Sparta finally marched into Athens, there was no battle left to fight. A city built by confidence was destroyed by it. Walls destroyed, democracy humiliated. Empire gone, but even in defeat, Athens accomplished the impossible. Their ideas outlived their empire. Democracy, philosophy, theater, architecture. Athens fell as a power, but rose again as a civilization. Their empire died, their legacy didn't. Athens had lost everything. Its navy shattered, its walls torn down, its empire reduced to memory. But something strange happened in defeat. Athens did not disappear, it transformed. As Spartan soldiers patrolled its streets, the Athenians realized a truth deeper than war. Real power is not in ships or silver, it is in ideas. And Athens still held the most dangerous ideas in the world. Socrates continued questioning the foundations of power itself. Plato began shaping the blueprint of political philosophy. Aristotle would later reshape science, ethics, and logic for thousands of years to come. Athens no longer ruled the seas. Now it ruled the mind. Theatres reopened, debates returned. Democracy, broken, humbled, but still breathing, rose again from the ashes. No empire had ever fallen this hard, and still mattered this much. What began as a coastal city became the intellectual heart of the ancient world. Rome learned from Athens, the Renaissance reborn because of Athens. Modern democracy exists because Athens refused to die. Its empire ended. Its influence never did. And today, every time we speak of freedom, art, reason, justice, we are speaking the language of a city that lost everything, yet changed everything. This is the legacy of the Athenian Empire. If you want more epic history like this, subscribe, like, and join the journey. Your support helps this channel bring forgotten empires back to life.